Looking for a fun way to win up to 25 times your money this football season? Test your skills on Prize Picks, the most exciting way to play daily fantasy sports. Just select 2 or more players, pick more or less on their projection for a wide variety of statistics, and place your entry. It's as easy as that. If you have the skills, you can turn $10 into $250 with just a few taps. Easy gameplay, quick withdrawals, and an enormous selection of players and stat options are what make Prize Picks the #1 daily fantasy sports app. Ready to test your skills? Join the Prize Picks community of more than 7 million football fans who have already signed up. Right now, Prize Picks will match your first deposit up to $100. Just visit prizepicks.com/get100 and use code GET100. That's code GET100 at prizepicks.com/get100 for a first deposit match up to $100. Prize Picks, daily fantasy sports made easy.
The depression is strong amongst all of us except the Chelsea fan because they haven't played yet. Welcome to the Call of Lag. I'm Amog.
I'm Mukesh.
I'm Prashant.
And I'm Akash.
Mukesh took his own sweet time to get in on the intro. You're really making sure that I have to properly edit every episode of the podcast. ऐसा autopilot पे मैं जा ही नहीं सकता है. Because usually sometimes when we are recording remotely now, or even when we are recording in the studio, we are so good at our jobs now that I don't really have to edit too much when I'm editing. But Mukesh, you bastard, will always make it a point to fuck it up for me.
No, see, the problem is, sometimes when you're about to cry, you'll get that little quiver and you'll get that squeak out of your thing. I was avoiding that.
वो बात में करना पूरा एपिसोड 1 घंटे का एपिसोड कर रहे हैं हम लोग लिवरपूल के बारे में बात करने वाले हैं वो सब करने वाले हैं उधर करना इंट्रो में क्यों करना चाहता है तू
Because he was like, I'm Mukesh, and that made him sad.
Yeah.
And then his voice was about to crack.
That depression started right at the beginning.
I mean, fair enough. Like, that is a depressing place to be. Not only are you a Liverpool fan, but you are a Liverpool fan who is Mukesh Manjunath. So, it is hard to say. Our very good friend Mukesh and Prashant, because we worked with him, Mazhar.
Yes, I saw the tweet
on X or on Twitter. That he did not think we would be doing an episode. Well, this is in your face, Mazhar, because we're doing the episode and all 4 of us are here. So take your 4-0 victory and amazing league position with Arsenal and be happy with it because none of us have that
currently invincible record still.
Yeah, correct. Correct. Absolutely correct. It's also amazing. I have to tell this to the listeners that Mukesh was on time. I think credit where credit is due because every time you are late, we make it a point to tell everyone that you're late. So when you're actually on time and you were before Akash was the last person to come in today.
I was.
Yeah.
Guys, actually, Akash has had more bad behavior this year than I have ever had overall.
Yeah.
But because I did it first, even though mine was for a shorter period of time.
No, it wasn't.
It comes across as, please. Shorter, I said. Not shorter. I said shorter than Akash. It does feel like the stereotype has been set. But Akash has been...
It wasn't
I
even
either
shorter
don't
than
show
Akash.
up or I come on time. And even now, I was the last person to come, but I came at like 30. You send the link at 33. I was at 35. So it's
you literally came like 15 seconds after Mukesh. So it's negligible. As opposed to Mukesh, who sometimes goes missing in action for like a good half an hour without telling anyone where he is, refuses to answer his phone or respond to his messages. Which is interesting. But you did. The point is, you came on time, but you forgot that you needed to press record.
That's true. I forgot to record.
So if that is the situation, all right.
You can't have everything in one day, guys.
No, but I'm just trying to do the math here. Does it take you 30 minutes to figure out where the record button is and get it ready? Is that why you're late on most days?
I think it takes me 30 minutes to figure out that there are so many moving parts to this, right?
And also
there's the mic, there's the charger, there's the earphones, there's the 3-4 apps that we have to open.
No, but
And then
also,
there's the hair setting that needs to be done. Oh
yes,
my god.
your hair is looking
Yes, of
absolutely
course.
fantastic. You're looking like a Telugu film hero, by the way.
Let's go.
Cutlet mama.
no,
That's
but-
my dream, guys.
No, but that's that.
And I
What you're
quit
saying,
being a Liverpool fan.
what you're saying is good for a remote recording. But what happens in the studio? Do you like set everything up at home and then remember that you're going to a
Yeah.
studio where we have Siddharth to do all of that for
Yeah,
us?
I keep forgetting that people are actually invested in us and we have a studio.
Yeah.
I'm so used to being a home production. I can't believe that someone has provided a studio space.
Absolutely. If for those of you who are listening to this right now and are wondering why we haven't spoken about any sort of football for about 5 minutes now, it's because we're trying to delay it as much as possible. None of us have had a good weekend.
Wait, I thought we decided we're not discussing the football today. I thought this was just like a coping session and hum log ghar ja rahe the.
No, that was what
I'm not recording.
That was what we told you so that you would show up. Because we had to show it to Mazhar, man.
Bastards.
We had to show it to Mazhar. We had to make it. We had to make it today. But yes, let's start off. Let's start off with the headline game of the weekend. Of course, it was Spurs 2, Liverpool 1. Mukesh, lots of talking points in this one. And we'll start off with the easier one, which was Curtis Jones' tackle that led to him being sent off. Initially given as a yellow card, but then VAR overturned it to a red card. Fair decision, I would like to think.
See, I think definitely baseline yellow for sure. Okay, so let's start there because I know there are some Liverpool fans who are denying that. But like, that's a little extra. It was definitely yellow. I do believe that, I mean, because it's also professional players saying it. It's not just me saying sometimes when you slow it down, it looks worse. It's not like I have experience. Professional players, commentators are saying that when you slow down these bits of play, it looks much worse.
Yeah.
And I do feel like it was one of those because he gets the ball first. Again, intent doesn't matter. It's probably a lot softer than it looked. So I think it's a soft red card. I don't think it's a harsh-ish red card, but I have seen those being given. It's not like that's not where the unfair part began for me. It was definitely very harsh. It did set the precedent for the game. I've seen those given in other teams when other teams were playing, maybe when I was neutral. So I'm not harsh, but not surprised. So I think maybe that's where I would be with the Curtis Jones one.
I thought it was straight up red, dude. I thought that was the absolute correct decision. And again, this is no bias towards Liverpool.
Correct.
No, I'm serious.
The Manchester United background didn't really hides the bias.
No, but seriously, and you will know that I don't have bias against Liverpool as we go further down the show when we talk about the even bigger decisions. But no, this one I felt we got it absolutely spot on because forget the slow motion, forget everything. Even in real time, it looked like a tackle that was rash. It looked like a tackle where he didn't have control. And yes, we keep talking about, but he got the ball first. And we spoke about this, Sakarsh, in the last episode as well when we were talking about
Malo Gusto's
the Malo Gusto red card, right? Yes, you get the ball first, but look at how he's done the tackle. He's got the top of the ball. It's not a clean tackle. He's got the top of the ball and he's clattered into his shin and ankle. Like, that is a very, very reckless tackle. And that is serious foul play. That is by definition serious foul play. And the VAR got that one absolutely spot on. It's a shame that post that VAR just said, we've done our job for the game, guys. Like, we've got one great decision. So, abhi shutter down, dukan band.
Well, I don't think it was that straight up, but okay, fair enough. I mean, like I said, I've seen those given in other games.
Akash, Prashant?
Yeah, I feel like it's exactly like the Malo Gusto red card, and I feel like I sympathize with Mukesh because, like with Gusto, I thought that it was a definite and like a certain yellow, but red was pushing it. So I thought I disagree with both the decisions, but it's somehow good to see consistency. Because both decisions were exactly the same and both were given red. So it's like somewhere they have found consistency, but us chakkar mein, we all know what happened.
That's exactly right. That's an excellent statement to have believed until that point. It's literally like Akash's background. Like, it's actually, this is fine. It's getting okay.
They figured something out.
I would like to add that we did post the Malo Gusto screenshot on our Instagram, and we started a poll with the listeners where I said I was for the red card and I believed that it was a red card. Akash, you said it wasn't a red card, and we asked the public to decide. The public decided in my favor, dude.
I strongly have something against football.
Oh, you
polls, by the
strongly
way.
feel about it. Oh shit! Now we
I
have to hear
strongly
it.
feel because there are more people who hate a club than who love a club. So
What?
most polls are skewed against any player, anything pro a player or a club.
But
See,
Mukesh, I think what you're going by is we're getting different data and our data set is not right. The point is engagements mil raha hai na apne. That's why we started doing polls.
which means कल सुबह Curtis Jones का भी एक poll जाएगा and we'll see what happens.
I'm gonna make 5 fake accounts.
No matter which one of us wins, the algorithm is the actual winner. So, there we go. But let's get to the meat and potatoes of it, right? Because Luis Diaz technically put Liverpool in the lead. He scored the first goal of the game, which was given as an offside by the on-field referee. There was a VAR check, and the VAR stayed with the decision, which was contentious to say the least. Because that was not offside.
Yeah, there were 2 things that happened right after this decision was so depressing. At first, I was like, man, our rival fans are going to say some stupid shit and it's going to sound like you're going to have to be like, hey, come on, that was so obviously onside and you have to put up that fight. And then I'm saying Gary Neville defend Liverpool. And I'm like, shit, things are really bad. Like, that was so blatantly. You realize how pathetic a place you're in when your rivals are coming to your defense.
Yeah.
I'm like, wow, that's okay. That was a lot more blatant than I really thought it was.
Yeah.
So that was really depressing.
No, but the PGMOL then did release a statement. They said that PGMOL acknowledged a significant human error occurred. PGMOL will conduct a full review. The goal by Luis Diaz was disallowed for offside by the on-field team of match officials. This was a clear and obvious factual error and should have resulted in the goal being awarded through VAR intervention. However, the VAR failed to intervene. I mean, you had one job, guys. You were given one job to overturn clear and obvious errors. तो अभी तुम लोग वो भी नहीं कर पा रहे तो point ही क्या है VAR का?
How are the guys with slow motion and camera angles fucking it up this bad? Like, I completely get a referee making bad calls. Like, I feel like it's absolutely like, it's fine. Like, not it's fine that it happens and that's completely understandable. You can't see things in real time.
Yeah.
But the fact that there are guys who have access to slow motion, multiple camera angles, and now who can take their time because time is going to be added at the end.
Yeah.
So there really isn't any time pressure even. Right?
Yeah.
How are you not able to get these calls right? And I don't know how true this is, but I read this and it was one of those just viral tweets that just speculating, which said that there was such a bad communication error between the on-field referee and the VR folks that the VR folks thought the goal had been given and that they were they were checking if the goal was really a goal or not. So they said uphold the decision, meaning it is a goal.
Yeah.
Whereas the referee thought uphold the decision as in, hey, it's not whatever I said, which is that it's not a goal. And you can clear, so he lets play go on, and you can see like 5 seconds later, he gets some information in his earpiece, he's about to blow the whistle, and then he decides, oh, not happening. And after that, the game just goes for a toss for him and the referee's team after that.
Don't you think it's ironic? Don't you think that it's ironic that referees in England, English referees in England, don't know the meaning of the English word uphold?
But you know how we've been constantly complaining, saying why are they just not releasing the communication between the audio? Just release the audio. It's so stupid that they aren't. After this decision, I feel like there is no audio. They don't speak to each other.
Yeah.
It's like, guess kar what I said? And they're like, you to must have said onside only. Let's like uphold onside. And that is like, I said offside, no goal. No. Like there's just no communication. Because if you're speaking to each other, how do you not know what the on-pitch decision is? How are you that stupid?
And or they're really not even watching the game. Like they come in only for the replays. They're like, sometimes
Which
you're
is
so
literally
bored.
a green room with only screens. How are you
Yeah.
not watching the game? There are like
It's
12,
like-
6 screens over there.
And it's very hard to not watch a football game in the football stadium. Like,
Yeah.
I'm gonna say, it's on the pitch, it's on the big screens, it's on the small screens, it's on the fucking mobile that you're probably on. Like, it's on every screen. So, like, to find the 2 meters of space that doesn't have the replay going on,
I just feel like they were watching like Teletubbies or something. They just switched the channel and they couldn't get it back to the main channel in time. And they're like, I guess we trust your judgment, dude. Like, whatever you decided is probably right. Just go for it. And what you said about there not being audio, they just don't talk to each other. I think the on-pitch referees and the VAR referees are fighting with each other. They're like, main nahi baat karega. They're just like, they're ghosting each other. And now the PGMOL have said that yes, we will release the audio from the match between Liverpool and Spurs. So everybody's like, okay, cool, release it then. And it's still not come out. So everybody's wondering what the fuck is taking you guys so long. This is the
Dubbing.
point. Dubbing.
Editing.
Yes.
Yeah, it's the dubbing that's taking them so long.
They're like, acha, we need to figure out a studio. Actors ko bulao, please. Acha, tera role ye hai, tera role ye hai. You have to do your lines. Actor workshops ho raha hai. It's a fucking mess. Liverpool, though, did respond to this PGMOL statement, Mukesh. Just
Did
tell
Klopp
our
respond
listeners-
first? Klopp responded first, I think, before Liverpool put out
all
a statement.
Liverpool players pretty much had a statement of, if we say anything, we're in big trouble. So I'm not going to say anything.
Yeah.
Pretty much across the board. Van Dijk, Klopp.
No, but Klopp did say something.
I mean, he said that these are the decisions that should not go wrong, but they do go wrong, and the goal would have helped us. I don't know, but
Right,
goals
but
help.
then he also mentioned that, will we get a 3 points? If not, then we should just move on. That
Yeah.
mentality is something that you actually want to harp on from Klopp. Whether from what the
Yeah.
statement Liverpool actually said. I personally think that he actually handled that situation better than what the club would have handled it as.
Yeah. I think, you're right. He absolutely did. And the thing is, like, retrospective decisions don't really play a big part in football. I've only seen, like, red cards and not even yellow cards, red cards being overturned retrospectively. And that's happened already with Liverpool this season with McAllister. But the goals or the errors that VAR makes, these are the errors that can make or break a game for a team. And yes, it is what happens, and human error is all a part and parcel of it. But the whole point of VAR was to reduce human error. So it's a useless thing. It's a fucking job scam. We are Indians. We know how these scams work. रोजगारी के चक्कर में बहनचोद स्कैम कर रहे हैं लोग.
Fully.
Amog,
I
do you
feel
remember
like
when
it's-
VAR? Do you remember when VAR was just coming in? We were like, it's going to lose the essence of human error.
Yeah, I think they listened to us and they took it seriously.
They ensured that didn't happen.
But it's awful that this is happening now. We're almost 20%, 25% into the season. It's second versus third. This is definitely a key game in the long run of things.
Yeah.
And to make such a silly decision is just unbelievable. Like, put fans in charge, just make it a Pepsi contest. Ke wo cap ke niche likha hua code bhejo and then you become the VAR referee. Fans will do a better job.
I mean, fuck fans. The mascots the little kids that come out with the team, उन लोग को भेजो यार. They'll do a better
No, they
job.
will definitely be like, there's Teletubbies ka option. I'm watching this, like,
And which is fine, by the way, which is probably what's happening right now. So,
Yeah. But at least that way, there will be a logical reason and an excuse for it to be legitimately true. Like, they got their kids,
Yeah.
they will watch Teletubbies.
and when the audio comes out, it'll probably be nice to hear. Right? It won't be as
Maybe-
infuriating.
maybe that day was just bring your child to work day. And it was
Yeah.
like, kids, now you all play.
Yeah. Maybe. I mean, it feels like every day is bring your kids to work day when it comes to VAR, but yes. But Liverpool did have a strong statement to respond to PGMOL. Mukesh, what was the Liverpool statement?
Fuck you guys. Is that what I said?
Yeah, by and large,
By and large.
that was what it
That's
is.
the TLDR version.
No, but the thing is, I'll
no,
tell
but-
you what. Yeah.
So they've said LFC acknowledges PGMOL's admission of their failures last night. It is clear that the correct application of the laws of the game did not occur. resulting in sporting integrity being undermined. We fully accept the pressures that match officials work under, but these pressures are not supposed to be alleviated. These pressures are supposed to be alleviated, not exacerbated by the existence and implementation of VAR. It is therefore unsatisfactory that sufficient time was not afforded to allow the correct decision to be made and there was no subsequent intervention. That such failings have already been categorized as significant human error in courts is also unacceptable. Any and all outcomes should be established only by the review and with full transparency. This is vital for the reliability of future decision making as it applies to all clubs, with learnings being used to make improvements to processes in order to ensure this kind of situation cannot occur again. Now here's the clincher. In the meantime, we will explore the range of options available given the clear need for escalation and resolution.
Yeah.
Oof, heat.
Full heat.
Bad heat.
And the thing is, and this is slightly surprising, but like you said, as a United fan, I fucking agree. I'm batting in Liverpool's corner on this one.
That's true. But how does it matter?
It does. Like, you know, हर क्रांति का एक initial चिंगार होता है यार. Like there is the initial spark that lights the fire and all that nonsense. Because a lot of fans are obviously making fun of Liverpool and they're like, haha, तुम लोग Spurs से हारा, last minute में tip own goal, lol. But when it comes to decisions like this, I think football fans and all the other clubs also need to understand that it affects each and every team. Like this has happened with Liverpool this season in this game. This can happen to any other team.
No,
and
it will.
It will happen.
It will.
It has also happened before. Everton's gotten lots of apologies. I've been beating my head over it, and now
Correct.
that the Liverpool ke liye it's happened, there's a chingari happening apparently.
Correct. It's about time, right? Like it is. Wolves got an apology in the first game week of the season when they were robbed of a goal against Man United. So the apologies have already begun from match week 1 this season. I feel like if all the clubs come together and really put up a united front against the PGMOL and fight for change, there is some hope of it working out in everybody's favor, because these are decisions that will, like you said, not may, but will affect the title race. They will affect the relegation battle. It will affect the finances of smaller clubs and bigger clubs. Like it cannot go on like this.
Yeah, and I think Sheffield United or someone got relegated, I think last season or the season before that, where they just didn't have the
they'd forgotten
the
to
switched
switch.
on.
Yeah, not VAR, the goal line technology.
Tech, right?
It was Aston Villa versus Sheffield United.
Yeah.
Right. So, I mean, this is bound to happen to every club. So, I can totally see this.
Yeah.
It's not a Liverpool thing or a Tottenham thing. But I do think the things that got lost amidst all of this was that, and let me start being gracious before I start praise Liverpool's players, is that I did think Richarlison played really well.
Yeah.
I think he was superbly influential in creating some amount of chaos, because I think with someone like Son, between Matip and Van Dijk, he's not going to win the headers. So there's no point crossing in the ball to him.
Yeah.
So you're going to have to get through the bodies. And I thought Richarlison was very good. Whether at when it was 11v11 or 11v10, I think Richarlison was very good in creating chaos.
Or 11v9.
Or 11v9. He was good at creating chaos, creating chances.
Enough of this Richarlison Lalgiri, but let's talk about that Diogo Jota yellow card and red card, 2 yellows.
Oh, come on. Okay, let's go. That was so stupidly. That was like, I feel like that deserved a green card. Like, he deserved to make one extra foul. Like you should get I feel like football is a green card.
But again, I thought the Jota decisions also were correct.
What? The first one didn't make contact.
The first one was no yellow.
He clipped him, dude.
He didn't clip him.
He did clip him.
There's footage that Amok, then you probably saw some weird footage, because there is footage that shows that he didn't even touch him. Oh no, he tripped. There was nothing. There was no contact. And he tripped. And then there's that. And obviously now Liverpool, I think for Klopp, in some 170 games there were 4 red cards. And suddenly in 7 games there are 4 red cards. Which I don't know, everyone knows the way Klopp plays. It's clearly I don't know how, like, you have to put your bias aside and see that there is some sort of agenda, some sort of thing going on, because there's an insane thing that happened. That was clearly not even a yellow. The second one, foolish, maybe it was a yellow. I've seen those not given yellow. I've seen those given yellow, but I get it. It's fine. Like, I will protest, but I won't be like, again, it's not some unthinkable act that has been gone. But the first one is clearly not yellow. It was so stupidly silly and ridiculous. I mean, you could say it was stupid of Jota to go for that rash tackle.
Yeah.
When you're on a yellow and you're already down to 10 men. Maybe his thing was that, okay, they've been making such bad decisions that at some point it'll even out.
Yeah.
And nope, it never evened out. So I don't know, like, so that I agree, but the first one was definitely not a yellow. Like, it was ridiculous.
Yeah. Matip, of course, scoring the own goal at the very end in the 95th minute. Pedro Porro's cross turned in by Matip. It was heartbreak. Like, there's nothing that anyone could do over there.
Yeah,
Like, you can't even make fun of this.
No, I mean, I don't think anybody, even Liverpool, like Liverpool fans, no one's ever been making fun of it. I do think Liverpool played exceptionally well, like a 9v11,
No, but
10v11.
but if it was Harry Maguire, we'd make fun of it.
Because Harry Maguire would probably it would have been 12v10 starting.
No, but
From the beginning of Harry Maguire was playing.
I'm saying forget everything else. Forget everything else that happened in the game. If in the 95th minute, when the game is tied 1-1, an opposition defender puts in a cross like that, and Harry Maguire is in exactly the same place as Joel Matip, he does the exact same movement as Joel Matip, it gets the exact same deflection as Joel Matip, and it goes into the back of the net. Does the internet troll Harry Maguire more or Joel Matip more?
It trolls Harry Maguire so much more.
And
as it probably.
That is the problem with social media. That is
What?
the real agenda.
What? Like, you made some great point, but I feel like it's really not.
It is. I'm just saying. Yeah, he's not been in a good run of form, but after a point, you're just like, dude, like he's probably going through some shit, man. Like he needs support.
No, that is a different thing. See,
But comparing
It's
Joel
two
Matip's
things.
thing to Harry Maguire, come on. Yeah.
No, I'm not-
Harry
I'm-
Maguire,
He's
if
as
anyone
consistent
was
as
in that
we are.
position, it would have been like unfortunate. But Harry Maguire has multiple times tackled his own defender in an England shirt, in a United shirt. He's asked for a handball in his defensive box. Like, Maguire does weird shit. If he scored that own goal, he would have probably like nutmegged his own defender, juggled the ball twice, and then gone in.
Again, I'm saying, forget everything else. I'm saying the
in fact, if he
exact
scored
same
that own goal, he would shut his ears and be like, shut out all the noise. And then
Start
just be like,
celebrating.
goals.
But yes, before we move on to the next game, which is again a big result, Alisson without a beard, are we liking it or not?
I think without a beard we are, but with that haircut is a little weird, right?
I mean,
It's a little
Mukesh,
Phil Foden-y for my liking.
Mukesh, you've combed your hair very nicely and have trimmed your beard. You're in no position to talk about how weird Alisson looks without a beard or not.
I'm saying we like the look without the beard with Alisson. It's not a new thing, but that Phil Foden-y haircut that he's gotten, I don't think is particularly great.
Right. He
But
looks
again,
like
some fantastic saves he made. I think that was also not. I think there was so much of the football has been not talked about.
yeah, because we don't give a
yeah.
shit. We don't have time. Let's go to because Man City lost their first game of the season. A collective sigh of relief was given by all 19 other teams, saying that these guys are beatable, and they're beatable by by Wolves, a team that historically finds it hard to score goals. The biggest sigh, of course, was given by Arsenal because their invincible record is intact. So,
I mean, Tottenham are still unbeaten, aren't they?
yeah, exactly.
Tottenham and
so
Arsenal
it's-
both are unbeaten. So I mean,
Yeah,
Oh,
correct.
right.
So, I mean, like, let's be honest, Tottenham will be beaten at some point, and so will Arsenal. Like,
I mean, guys, Tottenham was going to be beaten if there were 10 men on the pitch against Liverpool. They would have definitely been beaten. So,
yeah.
forget about
I
beating
think
in the future.
I think Arsenal's invincible record is very safe because this season nobody is going to be able to match it. But yes, Wolves did get a 2-1 victory over Man City. They took the lead through Pedro Neto's heroics, getting a deflection of Ruben Diaz. I think more than anything else, Pep Guardiola is going to remember the name of that Korean guy.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I mean,
You know,
But that's
when he said it, it felt like the building of a narrative. Like, you know what I'm saying?
Yeah.
Like, it didn't sit right. Something about that didn't sit right because you know Pep is someone who knows everything about the opposition. He
Yeah.
is not.
Yeah.
He's not a.
Yeah.
I mean, I'm taking a name casually. I'm not sure if this manager. He's not a Neil Warnock or a Tony Pulis.
Yeah.
Whatever, you know, like
Yeah.
Sean Dyche even. He knows everything about the
Yeah.
opposition team, including
Yeah.
what they're eating, what they're not
Yeah.
eating, their training methods.
he
Right?
probably watches League 2 games on his days off.
Yeah, exactly, right? He's
On
watching
on
ISL.
demand. Yeah,
He's
on
watching
demand.
ISL.
He's like recorded all those games and
Yeah.
he's watching them.
Exactly, right?
Yeah.
He's in the VR room watching the Liverpool Tottenham game. and for
And
him
he's
to
like,
say,
guys, have you ever watched Teletubbies? Look at this.
Yeah.
My favorite show.
for him to say that Korean guy felt like a super cheap shot. It was very unbecoming of him. It was very unlike him and very
Yeah, not nice.
cheap of him. And
I
I'm
disagree.
so glad the narrative
I
worked out.
disagree. I think it is very much like him. I think it is very, very much like him because even earlier this season, there was no, and we spoke about this, there was no reason for him to say, oh, 2 times Champions League winners for Nottingham Forest.
Yeah, he's
That
really
was intentional.
acerbic.
That was intentional.
But
No, but I'm saying
exactly,
this is equally
But
in the
so
same
is
vein.
this.
exactly,
Yeah,
exactly.
yeah.
This didn't feel like it.
Like,
You know,
I feel like-
I don't know.
No, he's a mad genius who every move is calculated.
Yeah,
Exactly.
exactly.
And it's come to a point where he's now and we've said this, like he's probably finding things at Man City and things in England so easy now that he's trying to make things difficult for himself.
Yeah.
And I feel like it's his version of Breaking Bad. Like he's like, everybody likes me and everybody respects me. I'm probably the world's best manager right now. What else can I give them? Like, why should
Yeah.
Mourinho have all the fun by being this pantomime villain?
Yeah.
मैं भी बन सकता है.
And also, have you guys noticed he's complaining so much more about injuries and how things are not going his way?
Yeah.
And I'm like, bro, you're the rich kid in class. You can't be doing this. You can't be like these hyper woke kids who are like life was damn hard types. You're not. That is what. Yeah. Like,
Yeah,
you
life
are,
was damn hard. We didn't get gluten-free smoothies till we were
Yeah.
like 18.
Yeah.
Like before that, we only had like sugar from
The
Starbucks.
shits.
Yeah, it's like that iconic MC Sher line, right? जहाँ हमारे सपने पूरे हो जाते हैं, उसका शुरू होता है.
Yeah.
I'm like,
Unka
is that-
struggle was, yeah.
Yeah, so I was like, that's an insane thing for him to say that I have injuries. I'm like, see, if you remove Man City, I feel like the Premier League is perfect, right? It's so unpredictable, anything can happen.
Yeah.
But because Man City is there and like what I think, John Stones, who's like this epic player who's played 35 games and missed about 100 games, has a treble.
Yeah.
Right? Nathan Ake could sit out a season. Calvin Phillips has sat out 2 seasons. Like, they have ruined what squad depth means for everybody. And you can't be complaining. So I'm actually a little glad. I mean, of course, there are many reasons to be happy when Man City and Pep lose, but this is, I think, for narrative purposes also as a
Yeah.
story.
Yeah.
No,
from
but I'm sure
storytelling
he's
purpose.
also happy. Because I'm sure after the Nottingham Forest game, he went home and he looked himself in the mirror. He's like, I gave them such a good team talk.
Yeah.
And they don't have it to beat us. Chal Wolves ke saath try karte hain. Let's see if those players have the heart. I know mine do.
Yeah.
So let's give them some fire.
Yeah.
And let's see. And he must have gotten home and he's like, Wolves, come on. Well done, Wolves.
Yeah.
He must
Kai,
have felt good. He's
Calvin-
playing 4D chess.
Dude, Calvin Phillips, you were talking about him. Calvin Phillips actually made an appearance for Man City. He played football in a Man City shirt. Breaking news. He's alive. He's well. He can play. Ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. It's also funny that Guardiola said he mentioned Calvin Phillips in an interview a few weeks ago where he said that, oh yeah, I feel sad that we're not able to give him the minutes, but he's a fighter. We were exploring the options of a loan deal for him, but he wanted to stay and fight for his place. And in my head, I'm thinking, no, he wanted to stay and get the paycheck without doing the work. That's what he wanted to do.
Yep.
Like, yeah, I
And
go on
he also
European
said-
vacation with England, so then it's fine. There I'll play football, couple of
No,
games.
but
here and there.
even for England, he's not a starter. He comes off the bench sometimes if Southgate needs him. But it's a great life. It's a fucking fantastic life. It's amazing.
Yep.
Yeah.
And also, he said he has a new family, which also might have affected his decision.
Yeah.
So which I thought was great, which is that he's just Calvin Phillips is like, you know what, guys, I worked hard for 22 years. Let me mooch off
Yeah.
Man City, which we all support.
Which is great, right?
Dream Man
Like,
City,
I've
yeah.
worked hard for 22 years. I mean, he didn't start working as soon as he was born. But like, if he feels burnt out at 22, then that's a whole different conversation about football players and burnout that we need to have. But we don't have time for that because we have to quickly talk about Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 4. Great game, Arsenal clinical as always. But this game can only be described as the Kai Havertz charity game.
Yeah. They really treated him like when Salah's daughter scored
Yeah.
a goal in front of the cop
Yeah.
and celebrated. I'm like, guys, this guy is a Champions League final. He scored the Champions League final winning goal. Like,
Yeah.
chill. Like,
Yeah.
and then it's a penalty. It's not
Yeah.
even a proper goal. Like, chill. I was like,
But-
I actually thought that was
But
very
again, like
sweet.
Champions League
Okay,
final,
sorry. This is my problem.
Champions League final goal can't be the only thing that Kai Havertz gets to put on his CV. Like, I'm sorry. If Odion Igalo came on loan to Manchester United and he said, "Man, I have achieved everything I wanted to achieve because I never thought I'd get to play for Man United. I have been a big Man United fan all my life. And now, for a short period of time, this club has found me worthy enough to represent them. I fucking love it. I will do all I can." That is great. That is something you can respectfully put on your CV. Kai Havertz, having the talent that he supposedly has, can't be like, yeah, there was that one time I scored a goal in the Champions League.
No.
What happened
Wait,
after
so
that,
you're
Kai?
saying, I played for Manchester United is better than I scored in Champions League final?
For a player like Odion Igalo.
No. I'm not saying that. I'm saying don't treat him like, don't be like, yeah, we celebrated with you, man. You can do it. I'm like, I'm saying this guy, that's not what in fact, I'm making the exact point you're making, which is that this guy has caliber. He's not, I'm like, you should be like, you can't be like, hey, let him score the penalty and then like, that'll boost his confidence. And I'm like, that actually sounded really pathetic to me.
Yeah.
And I also sense this, I don't know if it's a thing, right? Maybe this is how Liverpool comes across to other clubs. But I feel like with Arsenal, I sense this eagerness to manufacture like certain narrative. Oh, we're all together in this. Something about them seems like they're performing for the camera. Maybe they think the all or nothing. Maybe they think the all or nothing crew is still on them.
Yeah.
Like Declan Rice looking at the Champions League ball. Like I don't know. I feel like or like, hey, we Kai is training really hard. We're with him. And I'm like, yeah, bro, it's just a penalty. Chill. Like Joel Matip could have scored that, and you have to score that own goal. Like relax. Like it's not some insane thing. Like I don't know. I feel like the manufacturing narrative, but maybe I'll bite my tongue and I feel like it's exactly what you said, right? Like they're so nice, it sounds fake. There are people who are like super, super, super nice, and you're like, there's something shady about them. Kuch to gochi hai. Something feels performative about the whole thing. So I'm just like, And there are so many young people, right? It's not even like so many young, hip footballers all being so kind. If you're at least a 34-year-old guy who's like, bro, I'm still paying EMIs and he's already thinking of coaching, then I'm like, okay, I get this gestures, etc. It comes. It's so many young people pretending to be whatever. I was like,
Right. Arteta's a cult leader. He's got that cult leader vibe going about him. We need to be each other's light and all of that. It's just become one of those very happy, weirdly happy cults.
Absolutely. On that note, let's take a quick break. On the other side, we'll talk about United 0, Palace 1, and we'll talk about Villa's routing of Brighton. And maybe Akash, we'll talk about Luton's first 3 points in the Premier League. I wonder which team that was against. Akash, are you okay, Akash? Are you okay, Akash? We'll see you on the other side.
Half time. Blow the fucking whistle.
Is it morning yet? Deal. How about now? Or now? Because morning time is McDonald's breakfast time. And that's the best time of all the times.
Get any sized iced coffee for just 99 cents until 11 a.m. And sweeten the deal when you pair it with a baked apple or pumpkin and creme pie. After all, why wait to treat yourself? Prices and participation may vary. Cannot be combined with any other offer.
Ba-da-ba-ba-ba.
Welcome back to the Cornflag, everybody. And as always, we do not begin the second half with some questions because, as always, we forgot. So let's talk about United 0, Palace won. Same old fucking nonsense. Pehla 20 minutes, 86% possession. Fir, out of nowhere, they score a goal. Then we have no response to that. Fucking ridiculous.
Ball
That's a quick
watching
one.
for that one goal. That the defense was just ball watching.
Yeah, they could have cleared the corner better, I felt. But, like, I mean, it's just... It was a free goal. Like, you can't... I don't know if there's anything else that could have been done about it. The point is that, okay, you've gone a goal down. You still have a lot more quality. You still have a lot more control over the game. But there was no decisiveness in the final third. Like, itna sab possession ka kya aachar bana rahe ho tum log? There's nothing that was happening. Fucking 80 minutes
Yeah.
sideways
Yeah,
passing is happening. Like, they're playing better football. They're playing good football. They seem like a team. But in the final third, kuch ghanta nahi hai. But maybe that will change because Anthony is back in the UK. He's back in training. And Eric Ten Hag said that he's in contention for the game against Galatasaray in the Champions League.
How do you feel about that?
A little iffy, but I get the club's position on this one because, like Eric Ten Hag said, Anthony's been cooperating with the police in Brazil as well as UK, and he has voluntarily taken a leave of absence till he sorted things out with the police. He's not been charged yet, so as of now, he's all clear. So if he gets charged, then there will be another period of absence and a suspension probably, but for now, he's done all that he can do. He's cooperated as best as he can. So why not?
Right.
What do you guys think?
About the
I mean,
game.
I feel like it's not going to help United because you need a striker. There is no striker in that team.
I mean, there is a striker, Rasmus Højlund. He needs to be provided service, which Rashford seems to be reluctant to do for some reason. But hopefully Eric Ten Hag can sort that out. It's very hard to find positives in a game like this, but I think results will come. Yeah, like it'll happen. Now what to do? Like I've learned to not be affected by bad results with United as much as I would have done in the years gone by. So I think it's great.
But race for Champions League over?
No, I think things will turn around. We'll manage to slide into fourth space. Like, ho jayega. It all works out in the end.
The reason the big six are the big six is because the last quarter is when all of them somehow power through. So I feel like
worst case, what? We'll finish 5th or 6th. We'll get Europa again. We'll spend another season in Europa. It's okay. We've played Europa enough times now to be okay with that competition. It's fine. Thursday night, cool. Chalo. Europa League anthem is also nice. It also रोंगटे खड़े होते हैं वो भी सुन के ऐसा नहीं है कि चैंपियंस ही सुनना है हर रात को 12:30 बजे. Same ही है bro. Like the quality of teams in the Champions League group stages and the Europa League group stages, especially when you're looking at it from a Man United point of view, is the same. इन लोग के साथ भी हार सकते हो, उन लोग के साथ भी हार सकते हो. The jeopardy is the same. So point क्या है? Right now our thing is, अच्छा maybe we'll finish like 7th or 8th and then we will like चलो कॉन्फ्रेंस लीग ट्राई कर लेते हैं ये क्या है.
उसका anthem नहीं सुना अभी तक.
Same anthem है, same as Europa League.
Oh, how lazy.
Yeah. No. And apparently the trophy is better looking. So maybe, you know.
The trophy is better looking.
Yeah, so that is
shit.
So you know, like that is a competition now that United haven't won. Europa League bhi jeet liya hai. So that is the one competition United haven't won. So maybe the idea is to go down there.
It's like when the self-trolling is so pathetic. Like what? Like how are you going to troll him even?
ये तो मेरा सुरक्षा कवच है, bro. Like यही तो scene है. यही तो मेरा defense mechanism है. But yes, let's talk about the next game. Swiftly moving on to Villa 6, Brighton 1. Are we seeing?
Wait. We are going to talk about the managerial success at Crystal Palace.
Of course you should know.
On defeating Manchester United.
At Old Trafford. Roy Hodgson.
At Old Trafford.
It's okay.
Come on.
He's 76 years old, dude. Like
78, I think.
Whatever.
76,
Like give him. It's fine. Like उसने कुछ managerial घंटा कुछ नहीं किया. If anything, it was United's fault. United dominated the game and couldn't find a goal, and not because Crystal Palace का
But
defending
that was
इतना
his
मस्त था.
tactic.
No.
His tactic. He went, lads, it's United.
Ooh, good. Now we can move on.
Now we can
move on.
Villa 6, आ रहा है Everton 1 Luton 2 आ रहा है bro. Villa 6 Brighton 1. A fantastic victory for Aston Villa. A hat-trick for Ollie Watkins. Are we seeing a well-coached possible top 4 side in Brighton unravel because of European expectations?
I think we're just seeing the experience of Emery going up against the inexperience of someone like De Zerbi, who's still like exciting ideas, but he is going to like I think the two managers who really picked him apart are probably David Moyes and Unai Emery.
Yeah.
And I think it's not a coincidence that it's the sort of experience that they have and they bring, and they both have played in the La Liga. They do bring a certain amount of ability to like power press through systems and make those runs. They're not, maybe De Zerbi underestimated them and in assuming that they'll probably play some compact system where they just won't come out or whatever. But I think they were a lot more adventurous than maybe De Zerbi gave them credit for.
Yeah.
I think it's also Aston Villa has done that at Liverpool. I think 2 seasons ago.
Yeah.
They beat them 7-2. So I think Aston Villa, the players are still fresh off of that, right?
Yeah.
So I think it's probably De Zerbi underestimating.
And I think with the slow start that Aston Villa had, I think this is a great springboard to their success as well. And I think Watkins is also now fully match fit. So him coming back into the squad and getting off the mark with a hat-trick is a very good it speaks of a very good future for them.
Yeah, totally. I think, but since Mukesh brought up earlier, it again boils down to that one VAR decision, which was not given where Aston Villa stayed up and Sheffield went down. Aston Villa could have very easily been in the championship right now. So what a big domino effect that one decision had.
Yeah, absolutely. Big day for Luton though. Luton got their first 3 points, 2-1 victory over Akarsh or Everton. Did you watch the game?
No, I didn't. In fact, I went to watch Varun Grover perform some amazing stand-up comedy, and then I got out of that and it was the 70th minute and I saw that the score was 2-1 and I was like, yeah, I don't want anything to do with this shit show. So I haven't watched the highlights.
But you should really know, I think, that Everton played, I know it's against a much weaker side.
But Everton must have played really well. They must have dominated possession.
They dominated. Calm down.
Expected goals must have been 3-4. No one knows how to finish. Must have conceded against the run of play.
I think it was they just didn't expect to get. I don't think Everton's used to getting so much space. Like, in the last 5 years, they're just not used to getting so many chances, getting so much space to play with, that they just didn't know how to finish. Whether it was Beto, DCL, even this goal that DCL scored, which I think is the first goal, right, at Everton's, that's been scored in Goodison Park.
Yeah.
Was a scrappy goal in their small D, I think. So I think Everton's just not used to having so much space, whereas Luton, with all the championship experience, knows how to probably get dominated for a little bit and make those runs and finish the game off. So I actually think it was, even though you're right, Everton almost in a, like Brighton versus Aston Villa, Everton probably played really well, but they just didn't know how to finish. They really just didn't know. Like Ashley Young was putting in some great through balls. Beto was in the right places. DCL, of course, we know he's just a good striker. He's a good striker on his day.
But that's been the case the entire season, even against Wolves, even against Fulham. Expected goals, Everton were better. Chances created, Everton were better. They had the space. They had time on the ball. I think it's Goodison Park, guys. Goodison Park has gone from being a fortress to now, in the last 23 games at Goodison Park, they've got 21 points. That's just awful. And Everton won away against Brentford last game week, and then won away at Aston Villa. But at home at Goodison Park, because there's such a stink around the club, if the team doesn't score early on, it's a thing of like the crowd goes on their backs. It's just toxic. So it's like, I just finished this season. Get it over with. The new owners were at Goodison Park. And the day of the game, it was announced that their Brazilian club, Vasco, is being sanctioned by FIFA because they've defaulted in transfer payments. Because they are broke, and these are the new owners who are sitting in the director's box. So it's just like, kya raha hai? Fuck this club.
Wow. At the start of the episode, we said that there is only one person on this podcast who is not going through depression yet because his team hasn't played. Prashant, Chelsea are playing Fulham
there is
later
full
tonight.
depression. What are you saying?
That is
when
true.
you're seeing your club exactly one position above Everton, there's some form of depression there also, no? It's
Yuck, he's currently in depression. Depression has started.
the impression.
I feel you should still be a little happy that ex-Chelsea player Kai Havertz actually managed to score, because that's one goal more than Chelsea have managed.
I mean, see, if you're looking at it from that perspective, then Mason Mount couldn't get a goal.
But Kai Havertz though is lesser of a goal threat, no? And he's got a goal.
Kai Havertz though didn't go to United, na. So then he is off limits, na.
Yeah.
Technically, they've all left Chelsea. So मेरा problem नहीं है वो.
तेरा problem है finishing.
Club का है वो problem. My problem is to find faith in the club back again.
But seriously, Fulham versus Chelsea, it's the West London derby. Big rivals. You think Fulham's going to get the victory? I think Fulham can get the victory.
क्यों कर रहा हम ये सब? हो गया ना? We finished the episode, no? Why are you doing this now to me?
I feel like it can happen.
क्यों बांट रहे हैं इतना डिप्रेशन मेरे साथ? Don't do, no? Give me some positivity. Say 1-1.
Okay, fine. Positivity अगर चाहिए तो let's end the episode by going from the Premier League to League One. Did you guys see the video I sent you just before we started recording?
That's funny. That was funny.
I think it speaks volumes about you that is positivity for you.
It is so funny, dude. It is so funny. For those of you, and we'll put this link in the show notes. But
the title seems like it's by Harry Maguire.
On Sunday, there was a League One derby between Rennes and Nantes, where the hosts won 3-1. And there was a bizarre off-field incident where the Rennes mascot went in and hilariously rugby tackled the Nantes counterpart, which led to the latter tumbling on the pitch. His head, like the Nantes counterpart, like the Nantes mascot is a canary, and I think the Rennes mascot is a wolf or something like that, like a furry animal. But the canary's head went tumbling off, and then he had to be stretchered off the field. Now, there's two things hilarious about this. One thing is he was still in his full mascot costume when he was stretchered, and he decided to put his head back on while on the stretcher. He didn't leave the head off. He put the head back on while on the stretcher. And all the medical professionals who were taking the stretcher off, they were also having a great laugh about it. So fantastic. Like this is great stuff.
Yeah,
Proper
I feel like I
Looney
see this
Tunes.
happening. I can see this happening soon in the Premier League. But the thing is, we don't really have mascots in the Premier League.
Yeah.
So I can see like Klopp ramming into the referee, the fourth official. You know?
Yeah.
All these kinds of tackles are coming. I can sense them.
Absolutely. Right. On that note, it is time to end this episode. Thank you so much, everybody, for listening to the Corner Flag. If you'd like to get in touch with us and tell us what you thought of this episode, you can reach us on our social media. You can find Mukesh on Instagram at
Mukesh Manjunath.
You can find Prashant on Instagram at
Prash224.
You can find Akarsh on Instagram at
Akarsh Chandan.
and you can find me on Instagram and Twitter at Amogran Vive.
That's because his name is Teletubbies and they were probably watching him in the VAR room.
I was not putting on a show for the VAR officials. I categorically deny that accusation, sir. You can also follow the Corner Flag on Instagram and Twitter at @CornerFlagPod. Subscribe to our brand new YouTube channel. It's at youtube.com/@CornerFlagPod. You'll get video snippets of the episode as well as full episodes in audio format, plus shorts, plus live streams before the games. A whole lot more exciting stuff coming on the channel there. So go on, hit the subscribe button. We're at 95 subscribers, guys. So thank you to all the 95 people who have subscribed. But come on, let's get to 3 figures. Small milestones, 5 more. If you haven't subscribed to the YouTube channel yet, hit that subscribe button right now. You can also subscribe to us on Apple Podcasts, Spotify, or wherever you get your podcasts from. And do not forget to give us a 5-star review. Shout out to Kazad Garda for composing our theme tune. And until next week, it is goodbye from us. So say bye, Mukesh.
Hi guys.
Say bye, Prashant.
Bye, guys.
Say bye, Akash.
Bye.
And it's bye from me.